Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining AAEON Spotlight Product Introduction today. My name is Steven. As Taylor just mentioned, I'm the PSM in AAEON Technology in Netherlands and responsible for the ECD and IPC product and the business unit. So today, my content is focused on the new products from two business units. From ECD, I'm going to introduce the two comic expression module, Type 6 and Type 10. And from IPC, I will introduce the one IPC board based on the latest Common Lake as Intel 10th generation platform. So let's get started. First, we would like to start with the ECD product introduction and focus on the Comic Express module. And AAEON position ourselves as Comic Express total solution provider. Namely, we offer the module and also we offer the design service and production for the carrier board and even for the chassis and system design and integration. So here, I would like to know your business related to the Comic Express module product as well. And now we run 2 poll questions here. So Taylor, could you please help? Okay, so the first one, do you currently have the Comic Express project in your business? It's quite simple, yes or no question. So we wait a few seconds here. Okay, yeah, we can see the answer comes. Let's keep running. Okay, so, okay, thanks. So we end polling here and we can see that the most customer nowadays doesn't have the Comic Express module in your business for the project. Then I would like to run the next question. Taylor, could you please help? So what stops you from using the Comic Express module for the project design? Because nowadays the Comic Express module is one of the major product category in AAEON. And it's because many benefits which Comic Express module could bring to the product and project design, as you can see from this slide. So we would like to understand the requirement. Okay, so we can see it's mainly from market demand. Okay, so part of the reason is because of resource. Okay, so we can end up here. So the result most of the audience chooses because market demand. But I think it's probably related to the project type and also the application type. So I would like to, through this webinar, and to introduce more information about the product and hope, of course, the latest AAEON product can help you to define more suitable project and market demand for your business. Okay, so for now, I would like to introduce the Comic Express module with the Intel 11th generation Core i platform, Tiger Lake Up3. As you should be familiar with, this 10-nanometer architecture SKU has many significant improvements in terms of the technology and the features. Like the performance, it's not only have the performance improve for the CPU, but also for the graphic performance. And also it has some special features like inbound ECC and also with the industrial processor supports extended temperature and also long operation time, which is actually add-on value for the Comic Express project and the product demand. So today we will have firstly the Type 6 module, and we have the target mass production schedule in July. And also, of course, the Type 10 module with compact size and with some target mass production schedule in August. So let's first start with the Type 6 module. So if we look at the block diagram for this module offers several Intel I/O interface like the SATA and multiple USB ports from both the raw AV and CD. And in the meanwhile, it offers 2 times DDR4 as the DIMM socket, which could support dual channel and up to 64 GB RAM. And apart from that, we also have the one Intel 2.5G LAN support for the time-sensitive network, which can be used for the real-time related application. For the control I/O, it offers SM bus interface. And also, meanwhile, it also have the LPC interface reserved, because for the new Tiger Lake platform, actually, the LPC interface has been removed, but we use the ESPI to LPC to get it to work, because we want to keep product coherence and the customer can use same platform with previous carrier board and the previous generation platform. And also, of course, we have the embedded controller reserved, which for the new design customer can use for the I2C and the serial and the GPIO function. And for the video output, we keep the VG signal through the Type-6 module, which also with purpose to be compatible with the previous designed carrier board, which still use VG for the traditional industrial purpose. And for the internal display, we have both LVDS signal and also EDP, which can support with different type panel. And for the external display, we have the 3 DDI signal reserved for the digital video output as well. Of course, the module itself has the UFI belts and also have the TPM module integrated on this module. So for the expansion part, it has the 5 times the PCI Express Gen 3 expansion interface. And also apart from that, there's the PEG by 4, actually it's a Gen 4 expansion slot, which can be reserved for customers' additional expansion purpose, like with the FPGA card and all with the AI module and even with high-speed SSD storage. For the product selling point, actually, I just introduced, and I still would like to highlight the inbound ECC from the platform and also wide temperature range support from industrial scale. So it can be used for some application which require high data integrity and also with the more severe industrial environment. So for the target market, and we think like many of audience choose that because market demand is not that high at this moment. But if we look into the future, I think this market demand is actually emerging and will increase, especially when we are talking about edge computing. It can be tendency that for the edge computing and edge server, customer may use the modular product and modular design. So for the products, actually for the target application, we saw that for the like high-speed testing equipment and also the medical instrument, the customer may have the use some special control I/O through the dedicated FPGA card from the carrier board, or they have the design restriction. They want to fix the design for long term because certification reason. So this is the actual potential market and have higher demand for the modular product. Actually, like the Onyx is the brand which from AAEON actually offer the medical panel PCN products. And they currently use the COM Express module Type-6 for their own product design. And also for the military defense, this is another application we saw quite often require the modular design, still same because the function, also the design restriction. And also for the signage market, even the broadcasting market, this is another emerging vertical market that actually require the module for their project as well. And of course, in the end, the smart factory for the industrial automation, the customer who develop their own HMI controller, which require the modular products, which bring the benefit for them as well. So next, besides Type-6, AAEON also offers Type-10 module with the Tiger Lake Ops3 platform also. So let's look the block diagram together again. So comparing with Type-6, the major difference from the module is is also with the compact size. So with onboard LPDDR4 memory up to 16 GB, and also with onboard the storage with NVMe instead of eMMC, because the eMMC doesn't support with Tiger Lake platform anymore. So for the I/O side, still the same. It offers the multiple USB interface, and also with SATA interface, and also with the 2.5G Ethernet connection and interface for the time-sensitive network. And also for the control I/O, it's the same. We also still reserve LPC with this Tiger Lake module. And for the display, due to the space restriction, we only offer 2 display interface. One is EDP for internal display connection, and 1 DDI for the external digital video output. For the expansion, and also due to the space restriction, there with Type 10 module, there's 1 PCI Express by 4 module reserved, interface reserved. For the selling point, it's the same. But if we look at the application and target vertical market, because the size and so the Type 10 module is mainly used for some application like for the smart camera, for the video surveillance, or even for the video streaming capture and the analytic purpose, and also with the robot, and also even the drone, which with the small module integrated. And also for the HMI terminal. So we have a customer actually use the Type 10 module to integrate into their handheld terminals, which use for the industrial control purpose, same as I introduced with the Type 6 module, and also for the control terminal for the drone. So for the Common Express module solution, besides module itself, we also offer the thermal solution to help customers. So we offer the one-piece thermal solution for both Type 6 and Type 10 module. And because the high power consumption with Tiger Lake upstream Core-i platform, so we offer this heatsink plus the fan for the better heat distribution. And for the power consumptions, actually, we have done some testing. There's some figures to show here as your reference. But from AAEON part, for your project, if you design the carrier board, we would suggest to reserve 20% power as buffer. And okay, so we continue our presentation here. So when we are talking about Common Express module, because there are many major players on the market which offers the Common Express module solution as well. So why you choose the AAEON as partner for the Common Express module? Apart from previous mentioned, we position ourselves as total solutions provider. And also from product side, we follow the Intel IOTG products roadmap. So actually for all the IOTG platform, you can find the corresponding product from AAEON Common Express modular products as well. Apart from that, we also now developing the AMD Ryzen V2000 series platform, which will add the diversity for our product range and give the customer more choice for the Common Express module projects. And besides that, we offer, besides Type 6 and Type 10 I just introduced, we also have the Type 2 and also the Type 7 Common Express module for this high-end and high performance requirement, like the server solution. And meanwhile, we are in developing stage for the new Common Express standard, which called the COM-HPC. As you may know, it's actually high-end standard for to solve the current performance bottleneck for the Common Express module. So in order to help customer to solve their barrier, because I saw the poll question, some of you guys choose the barriers because of limited resource. So AAEON would like to help you here, because we have the Q service team, and you can find the information from the AAEON website. And basically we have the design schematic reference for your own design. And in the meanwhile, through the Q service team, we could offer the one-stop service like pre-sales. We can support with spec check and the carrier schematic check and design guide. During the developer, we can help offer with the debug, and also it's the Q service team is also window for the contact with the BIOS, discussion, customization, and even the embedded controller design. So also for the Q service team, and only the EE has 10 years design experience can join the Q service team to support your project, which means they have the sufficient experience and also the know-how, be able to support your project properly. So for the competitive analysis here, and I list some the major supplier on the market for the ComExpress products. So comparing with peers, we position ourselves with a competitive advantage for the top 10 module and top 6, especially for the high performance platform like Intel Core i, or even with the Xeon processor on the module. So for the top 10, you can see we have the latest Tiger Lake module already in the development I just introduced. And also for the top 10, we have Tiger Lake, the UP3 module available and in the developing as well. So apart from that, for the top 7, we have the latest Intel Ice Lake D platform in planning. Comparing with peers, actually, we have the more updated platform. And also for the HPC, I just mentioned, we are now developing the Sapphire Rapid platform. It's actually next generation Xeon type processor. So that's end up with the ECD products. Then we move to the product introduction for the IPC board. And here I would like to introduce the one micro ATX board, which based on the Intel 10th generation Common Lake S. Still the same, comparing with the last generation, the performance has significantly improved, and also with the CPU support up to 10 core. And also this is the last platform from Intel which support the LPC still. And as you can see from Tiger Lake, there is no LPC for the Super I/O control anymore. And also comparing with the last generation, this platform has 4 times 4K display support. So look at the product. The one product I would like to show here is the Max Q470. This is the product with which target market for the AI age survey and AI training purpose. It's not only because it's a high performance processor, but also with the sufficient expansion, like the product offers the 2 times the PCI Express by 16, which enable customer to use the 2 graphic card here. But please note, when 2 card plug in, there's only 8 LAN support for the PCI Express. And apart from that, for the expansion, I quite highlight here, it also have the PCI Express by 4 and also with many M.2 expansion slots, especially for the M.2 3042 and the 3052, which combine in combination with the micro SIM card, which can be used for the 5G network and the 5G modem, which actually offer the high-speed wireless connectivity. So for this product, we also offer the sufficient USB interface externally and internally. For the internally, we have the USB 3.2, the header, and also with 1 vertical connector on the motherboard, which enable you to use the USB device like the license key internally in your edge server product. Comparing with competitors, we did cross comparison with the supplier like the Supermicro and Advantech. So we still think the expansion is one competitive advantage which we offered through these new products. And apart from that, and also we try to offer the multiple choice for the display interface, like the HDMI and also VGA, also with the LVDS. So this is actually the first micro ATX board we offered with the LVDS internal connection for the display. So this enable customer to use this product for the operation panel products, which use for the industrial control purpose. So give you another option based on the industrial computer board. And in the end of my slides, I would like to briefly introduce this case study based on this latest platform. We have the customer approach us, and their major business is for the welding training business. And they have their solution is actually to introduce the new technology like the virtual reality and also AI, like the artificial intelligence, to do the more innovative way for the training comparing with the traditional way for the welding business. So they come to us. I mainly elaborate the challenge we come across here because the customer need the products which fully customized. So it's we have to design it from scratch, and apart from the design part, and also they require the onboard the XM module which used for the graphic card, and also customer have the cost requirement and also with tight project schedule. So thanks for the support from local team and also the dedicated the product manager from Taiwan, and we successfully offered the solution to the customer in very short period, and the developing period only taken around 4 months. And also because, as you know, AAEON is the part of the ASUS group, so we can leverage the procurement power from the ASUS and offer the quite competitive price for the project requirement. And also for the IPC business unit, actually the ODM business occupies 70% of the whole business. So it's actually the core business we support and offer to our customers. So if you have any project demand, so please feel free to contact us and we are willing to help. So thank you all. So that's all from my side. And I would like to hand over to my colleague, Aris. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Great. So my part will cover both SPD and IoT division, the highlight products. So they are totally in 3 products. First one is Boxer 6641. Second is 6842 and and then I will cover the SRG 3352C. The reason I'm going to introduce the 6241 and 6842 is those 2 products they launched this year, beginning of this year, and actually quite a lot of customers they use this product to build some high performance systems and solutions, and they're really happy about it. So we want to promote it more to let more people know about the benefit of using those 2 products. I'm going to start with the Boxer 6641. So Boxer 6641, it's 8 and 9, supports 8 or 9 generation CPU. It provides extreme computing power and really great graphic display capability. And also, wide voltage and wide temperature support. The wide voltage support 10 to 35 watts. And there are even one skewed 2 model part number. It can actually support 2 internal 2.5-inch SSD slots. So one model, A6 model, it actually can support the RAID functions. For CPU support, we provide full range like i3, i5, i7s, and even Xeon grades. And also, this Boxer 6641 provide really good expandability that you can put, you can have like full-size mini car, and the other you can use 4G, the full-size mini car with SIM card slots. It comes 2 HDMIs, 6 COM ports, and also two of the models it actually have the A ports of the USB 3.2 Gen 1s. So in general, it provides you really rich I/O support that customer can connect to a lot of devices. It's good for factory automation, logistic, semiconductor industry. I will have a few slides to introduce a few use case to give you an idea how we can utilize these products in different applications. So the first one I would like to introduce is how we use the 6641s during this pandemic. When it comes to pandemic, people may think of, okay, I need to use NVIDIA-based products. Intel-based is actually the thing you can also use as well. So one of our customers, they use the Boxer 6641 for the AI rapid temperature screening systems. So what they do is they use our 6641s and then connect to the monitor, also an infrared camera to detect the human body temperature. And not only they can use this kind of applications, they can also use to detect the mask detection or the social distancing. Also people counting. And the picture in the bottom part of this is actually we use the 6641s in the AAEON headquarters in Taiwan in the entrance reception. So we can use it to check visitors the temperature and are they wearing the mask. If not, the system would automatically send alarms. The accuracy is really good, like it's like minus 0.3 temperature. Also, it can detect simultaneously like 30 visitors at the same times, even though they are wearing like mask or some other. Okay, and the second case I'm going to introduce is our customer use for monitoring systems for for some boats or some yachts or some seats. So our customer used the 6641 for mapping the seabeds or for navigations on the boards, also for fishing. So using this kind of system, actually you can improve the operational efficiency, and also you can increase the fish catching quality. Our customer, the combination they use is actually they use the like I mentioned, the Boxer 6641, it comes with 2 internal 2.5 SATA support, so our customer can use it for storage, a very large capacity for storage. And then so we did a lot of customization on this model. For example, customer required us for PoE ports. The standard 6641 does not come with PoE ports, but we are really flexible. We just make some customizations with the PoE port to fulfill the customer request. On the other hand, the customer also asks us for the power protection. So the 6641 actually comes with overpower protection or undervolt protection, this kind of features. And then the next case is the customer use for in the automation in the factories. And the reason they contact us is they need lots of the COM port. Like I mentioned, we have 6 COM ports, but this customer actually asked more. So we did some customization on the systems, and the customer the customer is very happy with the product. It's compact. They can put it in their cabinet and also connect to a lot of devices. Next one is about the transportation. I mentioned this case before in our webinar. The project is still ongoing, and the customer needs the fenders industrial systems with a wide temperature support. They want to customize the chassis. So in this case, we actually changed the color of the chassis to the gray color, as I remember, remove the logo and add the customer's logo. So it's really depends on what kind of application the customer wants, and we can do the customization. The second product we are going to talk about is the 6842N. Currently, the 6842N supports also for the Coffee Lake platforms, A or 9th generation CPU. We have 4 models currently available for A2, A3, A4, and A5. I will tell you the difference in the slides later on. So this is we call it expansion boxer. When the customer comes to us, they want a sophisticated or more complicated boxers. They need lots of expansions. They need a graphic card. The first product come to our mind that will be this boxer 6842M. It provides really high computing powers. One of the model or the part number, it actually provide the dual power input in case customers want to add 2 graphic cards, then the model can support 2 graphic cards. Recently, we have added another new model, which is built into the NVIDIA Tester T4 chip graphic card. The customer used for factory automation or quality inspection. So the Boxer 6842 supports wide range of I/O, like we have 6 COM ports, 6 USB, 2 HDMI, 3 gigabit LAN. If the customer, they want more, like they want more USB, they want more gigabit LAN, they can use the expansion slot like here. We can utilize the 1 PCIe by 4 LAN or even 2 to let customer add our add-on card. Also, the D4 of the Boxer 6842N, you can use either the fan or fanless. We have fan design or the fanless design, up to customer selection. And then it comes with the 4-size mini cards and 1 half-size mini card. Also, the NW 2280 for storage, or you can use the slot for any other module or card you want to add. The storage, it supports up to 128 gigabit storage. And then as optional, we also provide the 8-bit DIO. For the CPU, you can select from the 8 or 9 generation for i3, i7, i9, or even Xeon grades. Mostly for our customer who chose factory automations, they tend to use the Xeon grades CPU. In this slide, to show you the 2 model or 2 part numbers we have on our Boxer 6842 ends. The first one is the A4 on the left-hand side. This one, it can support Maxima 2 RTX 3070 GPU graphic card install. This is an example. They can use the expansion slot to add some other models or some other numbers for graphic card. So Maxima, we use the 2 GeForce RTX 3070 to test the combinations right here. We use the 9th generation CPU and also utilize the Maxima of the 128 gigabyte SSD because we install 2 graphic card here. So it needs this 2 power adapter. So one we use a 330, the other is for 480 watts. So this is an example how you can use this combination based on this model. And the right-hand side, it's the Boxer 6842 ends. A5. This one is recently released on our products page. It comes with the built-in with NVIDIA Tesla T4. So the Tesla T4s, actually Tesla T4, if you can see the picture here, is actually does not come with fan. So it's very important for the system design to design well with the fans. Otherwise, the heat dissipation, you will have the problem. So when we test it and the whole design, when you build in the Tesla T4, you need a good heat dissipation. So what we do is we use it and it actually passes 0 to 40 test with 2 Tesla T4 in 100% utility. Yeah, so you might have some questions like how, I know the Boxer 6842 and you can use the graphic card, but how am I going to select the graphic card? I give you example of the comparison. I put Tesla T4 and GeForce RTX 3070 and the next. And the right-hand side is the Corel RTX A4000, which is new. I remember it expect to have this in July or August. Okay, so let's look at this table right here. The point is the Tesla T4 is actually belongs to the Turing architecture, and the RTX 3070 is the latest like Ampere architecture. But in terms of the market segments or longevity or power consumption, I remark it in red just to show you that when you have a project, you need to run for the factory automation or some deep learning or machine learning or AI applications, how you can choose. I would suggest when it comes to lead time, let's check the lead time first. To be honest, currently the lead time of the RTX 3070 is really bad. It's very difficult to purchase because people buy it for mining business. But the T4 is actually easy to buy compared to RTX 3070. So for the lead time, the point perspective of the lead times, Tesla T4 is better. So also for longevity, basically 3070 EOL very fast because the market selection is like desktop grade, desktop market segment. But for Tesla or RTX A4000, it's more for like workstation, so it can supply longer than the desktop grade. For power consumption, Tesla T4 is lower. The 3070 it needs like 220 watts, so which need more. So summary, I would say that when it comes to your customer has the demand of the graphic card, but they are really in a rush or they need it shortly, then you can consider Tesla T4 or Corel comes with the Boxer 6842. The customer, if they require more high performance or then they can consider 3070, but they have to face the reality that it's very difficult to buy it. If the customer have concern with the power consumptions, or then they can think about the Tesla T4 because it's actually lower and also the lead time is better and the longevity is better. And I hope this table can give you an idea when you need to select the 60A42 and with any of the graphic card, you can consider our A5 model. This one's built in with the Tesla T4. Yeah, so for the next few slides, I also will share with you how our customer use the 6842 and in their vertical market and in their solutions. The first one, the case is actually in Japan. You can see this is a security guard robot. This Japanese customers, they actually this kind of autonomous and mobile security robots, they decide equipped with very advanced technologies such as like image recognitions and the sensor. Of course, when you move forward and back, you need a sensor. And so this solutions the customer provided to some locations such as like office buildings, airports, terminals. So when this security robots equipped with our 6842N, the reason choose this one is pretty compact, so they can install in this robots. It's compact, but it comes with great expansion. Like our customer use 64 gigabytes storage, memory, and then they utilize our 2.5 SSD, one with a 256, the other is 1 TB. The customer, they also needs some expansion slots like lots of the USB, so they install 2 of our PRT 479s. This is utilize the PCIe by 4 in the Boxer. Aside from that, they need the AI function, so that's why they chose the Intel Movidius Mirror-X VPU to do the algorithm and all the software computing. What is special about this application or this case is the customer actually used 2 4G module in the system. And why do they need two 4G module? Because they need the first one is a standard, but the other one is actually used in a redundant in case, because some of the areas in Japan, they have the different bandwidth. So they need 2 4G module as like a backup. So as I mentioned previously, the Boxer 6842N comes with the 1 full-size mini card, 1 half-size mini card, and the other is N.2 2280. So they install 1 4G module on the N.2 2280, the other 4G module on the full-size mini card, and the rest of the half-size mini card, they use it for the Wi-Fi module. So when they the requirement from the customer is very clear. They need high power, high performance, so they chose the Xeon grades and the great expansion ability. Then they can add Wi-Fi, 4G, also the AI module, and the AAEON cards. So it's really a complicated design or a complicated configuration. And then the other this one is we are talking about AI quality inspection systems. Lots of our customer purchased the 6842N to do the quality inspections. It required really extreme power, computing power. So you can have some different application in that vertical market. So for the first parts, if you look at the charts here, some of the customer they use for detection of the components placements, the locations, or the defect on the components, or if there's some components missing on the PCBA or incorrect place components on the PCBA. When the entire algorithm or when our systems detect, they will send alarms to the bake stage to warn and then remove it from the production line. The second kind of the application is some of our customers, they are basically like foundry, they manufacture some wafer, so they need the system. The first function is to detect, to check the barcode. Is it sync with the barcode on the tray? It's sync with the wafer. If it's sync, then you can go for shipments. If not, then they will do some arrangement. So basically the function we can say it's a OQC before shipment. So that's what I put a semiconductor equipment right here. This is our customers, how they use it. The concept of using the AI quality inspection is very important. Not only the standard machine vision, also you need to at the deep learning. But why? So you might ask me, can I just use the standard machine vision? Yes, you can, but actually, if we can utilize both the deep learning based image analysis and with the traditional or conventional machine visions, they are complementary technologies. They can help each other. For example, the human, we are good or we are excels at qualitative interpretations of some scenarios, but we cannot process this kind of defects as fast as this AI or the system. So the deep learning method or deep learning based systems is good at process thousands or hundreds of parts or objects per minute. But using the traditional methods, you still need 3 to 5 laborers or workers to check the defects. However, the over detection rate is pretty high for human eyes. So that's why our customers in Taiwan, in Asia, in Japan, or in Korea, they tend to use this kind of the AI-based system for the quality inspection. So on the right-hand side, this is one of the customer who is the semiconductor fab, the factories. He used the 6842M, use our monitors and also memory storage. And this is the case I talk about, like customer used the Tesla T4. And the reason, as I mentioned, is actually a good longevity support, not EOL so fast. And the design of the tester, the design of the tester T4 originally was also for the AI acceleration. So when you use the Tesla T4s, it's important that you need really fast data transmission rates. And so this is why our customer also use the expansion slots to add one more 10 gig LAN add-on card. So this is an entire vision system idea from our customer. It works really well in our customer. They're really happy about how we use the machine vision plus the deep learning to improve the accuracy and also the efficiency. The next case is our customer used the 6842Ns in the car production line. It's the same principle as the one I just mentioned previously, that you use the systems with the cameras and also the graphic card on the production lines for quality inspection, for an outgoing quality inspection. So I would say our 6842, and it's a really good product if you have customers, they are doing the factory automation or quality inspections. It's good for automotive, semiconductor, or any kind of electronics companies. Moving on, I'm going to talk about the SRG3352C. This is a new gateway we launched just like 1 month ago. The gateway itself, it used the ARM-based Cortex-A8. This RISC processor comes with onboard 1 gig eMMC AG. One of the benefit or features, this one's on board built-in with the Wi-Fi Bluetooth module. So that's what I put a sign right here. We specially certify this SRG3352C with the CE rates. So in case your customer, they are looking for, I need a gateway which is certified with the CE rates Wi-Fi, then you can take this product into considerations. This gateway provides some additional feature, like you can put in the 4G module or connectors, but that will depends on which area your customer located, because each area or each continent or each countries, they use different different brand of the 4G. So the CE rate for 4G, they will need to be discussed separately. I have to mention that. So our CE rate is only for Wi-Fi for this model. Following, I will introduce two more cases just for your reference. The first is the customer used the SRG3352C for monitoring the building's energy use level, also some space of the air or space quality condition. A lot of the factories in our customer, they prefer to know, oh, okay, we have, for example, 10 factories in this area. You need to know each area or each factory center's status. So you need to know the humidity or temperature or something wrong over there. So our customer used the gateway to monitor the status of different factories or and then send the data back to the backstage to the CNS system we customize to them. So the picture you see here is actually the CMS dashboard we provide or we customize for them. The next page, we're talking about equipment monitoring. It's also used for the SRG3352C. The reason the customer comes to us is they found actually our gateway, it's more cost effective, and the end customer, they are quite cost sensitive for the gateway function. So they don't need very complicated designs or IO, but what they need is a reasonable price with enough functions, and also which you can provide they can use for the OTE module. So our customers, they chose this SRG3352 platform, and this again they asked us to provide a customized dashboard for them. So when it comes to gateway, usually customer will ask you for a sensor together with the gateway and also the dashboard customization. So our 3352C actually can fulfill the customer requirement, and they can provide a customer really cost-effective solution. Yeah, so that concludes all my part for the three products from SPD and IoT division. If you have any questions, please type into the chat box so we can answer your question. Hey, Stephen, did you answer the other questions already?
Yes, I answered some question by typing, but you can first answer in live, and I will explain more about my answers.
Okay, I'm going to start with the first one from Ronnie. Does the Boxer 6842 also contains SIM card slot? Yes, so SIM card slot. Yes, so for our 6842N, we have one full-size mini card and one half-size mini card. So the full-size mini card one comes with the SIM card slots. Or the other option is you can choose the LTE module with the SIM card slot already, this kind of module, and we have this kind of options in our P-trade list. Second question is the 6842N A3 fenders still have the front fan hole? Fenders one not, but we can actually change the chassis by customer's request. We can change that for you if you request that. The third question is the SRG3352C red certified. Yes, so as I mentioned, the 3352C, it is Wi-Fi CE red certified. But for 4G, if you're going to assemble any kind of like 4G modules into the slots, we have to talk about different CE certification, because currently our CE red certification is only for Wi-Fi. What is the OS provided with the SRG3352C? It's a Linux. Like right now, it's Linux. We test with the Linux currently. Okay. Stephen, do you want to ask?
Okay. Yeah, in the meanwhile, you can still type in your questions, but I would like to elaborate a little bit about the answer I just replied. From June, you ask how does the Tiger Lake platform comparing with the NXP IMX 8IM Plus? Actually, it's really difficult. I understand your point, but it's really difficult to do the cross-platform comparison. It's always like this because the Intel and the NXP, it's a different platform. It really depends on how you or the customer will use the products. If we are only talking about the vision application and about the encoding capability. So I have to see the IMX 8M Plus support the H.265 encoding, but the Tiger Lake platform only doesn't support 8.265, only have the alternative one is the VP9. I hope this answers your question. And also from the Ronnie, and this is actually the question I expected. Because for the NANOCOM module, the size is quite compact. So we have the design constraint for the space. So therefore, we have to remove the LVDS, only keep the EDP directly from the chipset. And for the application, I know that mainstream nowadays, for the industrial use, customers still require the LVDS. So that's why we try to still reserve this option, like with the Type 6 module, and the customer can still use the LVDS. And this is the current product which AAEON design and our, the strategy. For the, also from the June, you have another question about how many cameras, about the interface do you have on the Tiger Lake COM-Express products? First thing first, the COM-Express products, we designed the product follow the standard for the COM-Express. And so there's no direct camera interface, or if you see the camera interface, we can talk about the USB 3.2. So you can use the USB 3.2 interface for the USB camera. This is one thing. But if you're mentioning about the MIPI CSI camera, for the Tiger Lake platform, it supports up to 2 MIPI CSI the connection, but it requires bridge IC, but it's basically from the carrier side. So means for your carrier board, you have to have this bridge IC in order to connect with MIPI camera. And recently we also come across the special requirement. Actually, customer require the 6 MIPI camera. So the solution we are in the discussion is that they do the FPGA design from their carrier to enable the connection with up to 6 MIPI cameras. Actually, this is also part of the advantage I would like try to explain is that for the special requirement for the project, which you cannot find the ready-to-use solution from market, and then you can achieve it through the COM-Express and through the carrier board design by adding the dedicated IC and also the FPGA. Okay, so I hope I answered all your questions.
Okay, then I think if that's all of the questions, we can start wrapping up. Thank you everyone so much for joining us. Thank you, Iris and Stephen, for your presentations today. If you have any questions at all about the stuff that they went over, you can email us at marketing@aeon.eu. You can also follow us on Facebook, not Facebook, sorry, LinkedIn and Twitter. And if you have questions there, you can send them to us there and we will get back to you quickly. So thank you guys and hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you. Bye.